The San Francisco 49ers have a lot of big money decisions to make. Hurting their cause are holdouts and hold-ins, guys seeking money, seeking big money, guaranteed money. Helping their cause, they continue to draft pretty darn well, and young talent is exploding all over this quote-unquote aging team. In this video, we're talking about some rookies that have skyrocketed up the depth chart. We are talking about very real trade rumors, money talks, and we are talking about some of the best updates from camp yet, one of which literally made me laugh out loud when I first saw it. If you're new here, I'm Nate. We are talking the San Francisco 49ers every single day on this channel. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all the action. But the good news to start us off here is D. Winters has had his second day in a row getting first-team reps behind Fred Warner, and that spells very good news for a team that has big money decisions to make and can't keep all of this talent forever. Let's be honest. As much as we'd like that, we can't. He's not the only one, though. There are many other rookies that are also killing it at camp, and we'll break down all of those in a second. I should say rookies and sophomores, young players. D. Winters is technically not a rookie, I suppose. So comment below. Today's question of the day. Comment below which rookie or sophomore, if we had to put all the rookies and sophomores, so last year's rookies and this year's rookies, in one category, who is getting the most snaps this year? Which rookie or second year is getting the most snaps? Is it D. Winters? Because Dre Greenlaw is going to come back. And when Dre Greenlaw comes back, I mean, they might take some time getting him in. Again, as I've said before on this channel, I think he'll probably be ready around week 7-ish. And he's going to come in. He's going to play some snaps. He's going to get some moments, right? Week 7. Ooh, that would be good if he came in week 7. But anyway, he would be coming in. He's going to get some snaps and hopefully get in a partial game or two before the week 9 bye week. That would be best case scenario. But anyway, D. Winters definitely is one of those guys. Comment below who you think is going to get the most snaps. It could be Jair Brown. That's a really good pick, because if he's next to Hufanga all season long, that'd be a great pick. That's a lot of snaps. Could also, people have commented on this channel. I've seen it on Twitter. I've seen it out there. Dominic Pooney could be a starter this season, and his rise to fame is somewhat down to the fact that there are injuries out there. That happens, and that's given him an opportunity, and he's taken his opportunity. He's made it count. Ricky Pearsall, I don't think he's getting the most snaps out of all of these guys, but, you know, he's Ricky Pearsall. He's the first-round draft pick, so you can't really throw him out. Of course, Malik Mustafa and Renardo Green, there are definitely worlds in which those guys are starters at a position at some point this season. Jordan Mason, I guess he's third year. He doesn't count. Who else? Boy, let me know in the comments what you think. I don't want to spend too much time on this whole comment thing, but let me know what you think. Which rookie or sophomore gets the most snaps this year? Comment below. I'm sure I'm missing somebody big, and oh boy. We'll see what happens. Ever since Fred Warner hailed D. Winters and his incredible improvement this offseason during OTAs, it has looked wildly positive for the linebacker. It is exciting to hear a young player that is progressing so well, getting first-team reps. I still personally feel really positive about Devondre Campbell out of Green Bay most recently, and I do think that he has a good shot to be a starting linebacker on this football team. We'll see how it all plays out. I'm excited for D. Winters, though, especially. Dominic Pooney, again, as I talked about earlier, he's another guy to just pay attention to him. We got to be nice to him, because if he is a starting guard for the 49ers this season, he's a rookie. He's going to be going against some serious talent. We have a tough season ahead of us, and there's going to be some real dogs on the other side of the ball coming at him. But I'm excited for him to get the opportunity, and I'm going to be there to be gracious and remind us all to give him a little bit of grace, unless he plays terrible, at which point we're all just going to – he's just going to get it. He's going to get it. Speaking of young guys, by the way, that could help out the bottom line, look at this from Matt Mayoko. This one surprised me, especially the very end of the article really surprised me. Just not exactly what I expected to hear out of Matt Mayoko's mouth, but – basically, just in the article talking about how Brandon Aiyuk is not really trade material for the 49ers unless they get somebody who can help them right now. And I agree with that 1,000%. It's why I have talked down the trade stuff and not, honestly, most of the time, not talked about the trade stuff with Brandon Aiyuk. And by the way, those of you who are sick of hearing about Brandon Aiyuk, I will make this as quick as I can because I know you're tired of talking about this, and I respect you for that. Stick around or hit that double tap to speed up this video real quick for me, because I'll get past this. But I don't think that they're trading for Brandon Aiyuk for draft picks. That's ridiculous. That's what they were open to, I believe, at the beginning of the offseason before the draft. Once the draft happened and John Lynch said it's shut down for both Deebo Samuel and Brandon Aiyuk, it's clear as day to me. The only thing they were willing to take was something in the first round, probably early in the first round, and probably in addition to something else, like an early first rounder plus a future third or a future second or something like that. Whatever the case is, here's what Matt Maiocco had to say. If they could acquire a proven wide receiver in addition to future draft picks, that starts to make sense for a trade for the 49ers with Aiyuk. The Browns could afford, because if you haven't heard all the rumors around the Browns and the Patriots being the top two teams, that's kind of been swirling these last couple days. The Browns could afford to pay Aiyuk if wide receiver Amari Cooper were dealt to San Francisco in a trade, wrote longtime beat reporter Mary Kay Cabot. I'm sorry, I don't know. From Cleveland. In such a scenario, the 49ers could get a veteran receiver to immediately compensate for the loss of Aiyuk, and the all-pro wideout would go to a team willing to provide him with the big contract he desires. Amari Cooper, 30 years old, coming off a season in which he caught 72 passes for 1,250 yards and 5 touchdowns with the Browns. Not a bad season. He's had 7,000-yard seasons in his 9-year NFL career. The main trade being you're losing a young up-and-coming for proven talent, but with less miles left on the tires, right? That's the obvious, trade-off there. The Browns would be getting Aiyuk, 26, a younger player who has improved every season he's been in the NFL. Last year, he caught 75 passes for 1,300 yards, 7 touchdowns. He was selected as a second-team AP All-Pro. Because Cooper is in the final year of his contract, the Browns also likely send multiple draft picks to the 49ers, including the possibility of a second-round selection in the 2025 NFL Draft. Okay, so there you go. Basically, Matt Maiocco is saying the reality could be Amari Cooper, and we're in the Super Bowl window. The 49ers are in the Super Bowl window right now, so take a proven talent. That you can live through that. Okay? And in addition to that, you get a future pick, second rounder. Okay. Now we're talking. Patriots are another logical trade partner for the 49ers. Patriots could offer former 49ers wide receiver Kendrick Bourne as part of a trade that includes an enticing package of 2025 draft picks, being more draft picks than probably what the Cleveland Browns would offer. That's the pick there. Let me. Okay, I'm just going to say what he said, because this is the part that really got me and surprised me from Matt Maiocco. It appears more likely than ever, he said. Now, I don't want to put words in Mayoko's mouth, but I'm assuming he's a smart guy. I'm assuming that this is in his mind is including pre-draft. So that's saying something. It appears more likely than ever that the 49ers are willing to make a trade. It might be up to Aiyuk to determine the next move. I'll ask you, let me know in the comments if you do either of these two trades. I would not do the trade with the Patriots. I might do the trade for Amari Cooper, though. I might be down with that. I still, again, at the end of the day, I would rather Brandon Aiyuk be on this team. But if you have to part ways, if there's no other way around it, I would do that Cleveland deal. Let me know what you think in the comments, though. Am I crazy? Am I crazy for even suggesting that? Is Matt Maiocco crazy? Because it's hard for me to think it's actually more likely than ever. And again, I don't want to put words in his mouth. Maybe he didn't mean ever. He just meant, more likely than ever as a phrase, speaking about the most, more recently, though, just off-season post-draft. I don't know because I can't ask him. So you'll have to let me know what you think in the comments, though. I'm not sure that I feel that it's that likely, but shoot, if I don't know more than Matt Maiocco does, so if he says it's happening, then shoot, maybe it is. I don't know. Hey, some other things came out. Speaking of money, if you didn't hear this is what Brock Purdy, who's looking pretty beefy, by the way. This is what Brock Purdy had to say about yesterday being asked about, hey, what all these contracts going on? What are you thinking about?
It's clear that you're laser focused on the job at hand, and if you do the job well, that good things will come. I got to ask you about, as you see these contracts at quarterback, is there anything, are you actually seeing them? Are you paying any attention to what's going on around the league and where you may be situated 8 or so months from now?
I mean, yeah, guys talk about it within the locker room and stuff, and you know, so we all end up hearing about it. But for me, it's that's so far down the road, you know, with my situation, and for me, it's got to be, I got to be present right now, right here at camp. I got to be better and grow right now so that I can be the best I can be for this team this year. And obviously, we have a goal at hand and going all the way and winning and finishing it. So that's where my mindset's at. To be caught up in the money and the stat, like all that kind of stuff down the road, I'd be wrong if that's where my mindset was at, and so it's not.
Gotta love Brock Purdy. Absolutely love it. Massive, perspective for him to have, even if it's a little bit of a fake it till you make it kind of thing. That are like, yeah, I'm thinking about them. I'm trying not to think about the money. It shows where his priorities are. It shows where his mindset is. It shows what he's at the very least, attempting to do. And I love that about him. It's what makes him awesome, a great quarterback. Part of what makes him a great quarterback. Hey, speaking of great quarterbacks, I didn't even occur to me. It didn't occur to me until I saw this tweet. So thank you, Warren Sharp, for this tweet, taking the top 100 players and breaking it down by position group and just saying, here's the top quarterbacks in order according to NFL players, right? According to their perspective. There's a little bit of a funny one here. I in some ways I can see this argument, Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes. Maybe, I don't know, maybe in terms of athleticism or whatever, but I'd still probably put Patrick Mahomes ahead of Lamar Jackson. But Jalen Hurts is a little bit of a head scratcher there. Not super consistent, but this is what the players think about him. So, the guys who are going up against him and watching him, from a different perspective than we are, obviously. Dak Prescott, I don't know, man. I don't know. This is supposed to be weighted based on the previous season. I understand there were moments of last season, a huge chunk of time for last season, to be fair to Dak, where he looked like an incredible quarterback. But anyway, C.J. Stroud, Brock Purdy, Jordan Love. This little order here seems to show up in a lot of lists. C.J. Stroud, then Brock Purdy, then Jordan Love. It kind of seems to be the way that goes, and I'm going to be fine with it. C.J. Stroud still has to prove it in a second season, so I'm not gonna have too much of a headache about it. Jordan Love needs to prove it for an entire season, so we'll see what happens. Then to Joe Burrow, Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff. Man, if you are a Lions fan, are you bummed by that? Are you disappointed? Like, come on, guys. No respect for Jared Goff in the league, but you look at his down years, same thing you do with Matthew Stafford. You say, yeah, he's had some great years, but he's also had some bad years. And so maybe that's where that comes from. I'm not 100% sure how you do all of that math as an actual player. This is what they're seeing, though. This is what the players see. With that being said, I think we did talk about this, but just in case we haven't or you haven't seen it, 9 being the most in the NFL, 9 49ers, most from any one team in the top 100. Gotta love that. Absolutely. Where am I on time here? 13 minutes. Yeah, I think we'll just keep moving right along. Deebo Samuel finally took his vet day off, his first vet day off in all of training camp. So massive shout out to Deebo for being out there, participating constantly out there, getting all of his reps in. Good for him. And the funniest thing, it's not the best thing I've seen this week today, but the funniest thing I saw today. You guys remember all the rumors that we would trade Brandon Aiyuk to the Washington Commanders in part of the deal would be that we would get Terry McLaurin. Remember that? I mean, just because, look, I mean, that deal was never going to happen. But if you guys didn't see this happen at their media day, this is pretty stinking funny. Wanted to show everybody off. Wanted to show. Oh, no. Bad news. All right. I don't know why I showed that. It's too funny not to show. Lots to look forward to. We are now officially preparing for the Tennessee Titans in, preseason, going through the motions, routines, all that good stuff. Obviously, it's still just a preseason game. We'll get a chance to see the first teamers out there, hopefully, for one nice little drive. That'd be kind of cool if we could see him for one, but we probably won't. We'll see what happens. I believe last year they didn't, Kyle Shanahan didn't play any starters, but whatever the case. We'll see what the routine is and what the plan is this year. It'll be very exciting to watch rookies, though. It'll be very exciting to watch depth. So many position battles that'll be fun to watch. Be good to see how Josh Dobbs and Brennan Allen duke it out in actual game scenarios. That will be fun to see. There's so much to look forward to. So, hey, make sure you're subscribed. You'll miss out on the fun. As always, what a time to be alive.